morning, guys. Hello, everybody. Look at this chat. It's been going off. I've been watching it. I was like, I opened up the StreamYard and I was like, oh my goodness, have I got the right stream? What's all these comments? Hey, everyone, how you going? I don't know if I'll even be able to go through and see everyone that's in here, but I know Dave was in here first, and Lyndall and PVP's here, and Jonathan, Ian, the Tat Doctor's here. I'll just do a quick scroll because I can't even see who. Steven's in here. Kyle said he likes my accent, so thank you. I don't really know what type of accent I've got. I think it's just Aussie chick. Where are we? Oh, I can't even see. Marilyn's here. I think that's Denise. Hi, Denise. Lyndall, I said that. Niall's here. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Tamara. Hurricane Ian's here. Sherry's here. Bron's here. Oh, I don't know. This chat's too long. I can't even see it all. Kelly's here. Good morning. Larissa. If I've missed anybody, hello. I'll just do a big hello to everybody. Thanks for coming in. I missed you guys. I had last week off doing a live. I was just a bit run down. Like, I had a really sore throat and I was super tired, and I ended up going in and just getting a COVID test done just to make sure, because, I get a little bit anxious about these things, and of course it came back negative. And I think I was just a little bit burnt down. I've been pushing it on all, like, so many different avenues, and I just think I needed a bit of a quieter week. So I decided I'll just take the week off YouTube. It's one less thing to think about and do, and it was really good. I'm glad I had the week off. It was nice to have a week off, but I've missed everyone. Hey, Rob. So today I thought we would come in here and talk about managed payments, because I kind of feel like there's been a bit of negativity around managed payments. Like, everybody, or maybe not negativity, but everyone's a little bit stressed about it because nobody really likes change. And we all know in the past that whenever eBay has made some changes, like, it often causes some glitches in the system, and we can all suffer with our sales while they're sorting things and it's glitching, and it's frustrating. And I don't know about everyone else, but I definitely felt like over the weekend, like, my sales, even though I had a great stack yesterday to post, I definitely felt like I was quiet. And Sunday was much more quiet for me than it has been the last couple of weekends. So I'm not sure if it's just as they're starting to move things around, and if we can all expect maybe it will go a little bit quiet for a while. But all in all, I think managed payments is going to be a good thing for us. And I think there's a lot of positives to it that we're kind of all forgetting, and we all get caught up in the not liking change or worried about the glitches and the short-term ramifications of it, I guess. But I think we should all start looking a little bit more at the positives of managed payments. And I just thought we could come in here and discuss some of those positives. Hey, Lainey. I think the biggest positive for managed payments is going to be, there's so many more ways for people to pay now, because at the moment with eBay, you can only really pay by PayPal or bank deposit. And nobody wants to do bank deposit these days. Like, no, we don't want to sit here and wait 2 or 3 days for our payments to clear, and then it's just another thing, isn't it, to have to manage, waiting, checking bank accounts, waiting for payments to go through. Nobody's got time for that these days. So pretty much we've got PayPal and that's it. So once we move over to managed payments, we've actually got heaps more way that people can pay. They can pay with their credit cards, they can pay with their debit cards, they can pay with PayPal still, they can actually pay with gift cards. So I think that's awesome. So, maybe people start giving gift cards for eBay more, because you can just make the payment. It'll just be a direct payment through some kind of gift card. So, that could be a cool gift to give someone at birthday and Christmas, and it'll encourage, more sales to come through, maybe encourage people who've never purchased off of eBay. Hey, Brad, how going? What's Brad saying here? I think the less third parties involved between eBay and the bank potentially will be better. Yeah, absolutely. I just think like having so many more payment options is not a bad thing. Like some people who are a little bit old school might not even have PayPal. Like, I don't think my mum's got PayPal, so she wouldn't even probably know how to use it. So that would probably deter her from buying on eBay. So I think there's some really good benefits to having a bigger variety of payment options. I think the other really good thing about having managed payments is we're not going to have to go between two platforms. So at the moment we have all our eBay fees and it comes out and we pay our monthly eBay bill with all these fees and yada yada, but then we also have our PayPal. So basically the money goes into PayPal. PayPal takes their fee, and then we get left with the money in PayPal, and then we have to transfer it to our bank account, which can take 3 days unless we pay a premium to get it transferred faster. So there's a lot of double stepping. And it also means that in our taxes, like we've got to be printing out like PayPal reports, eBay reports, and like it's just kind of like a lot of double up. But by moving to eBay, managing all the payments, we've only got to have that one lot of business transactions now, one lot of paperwork, one platform to manage. So that it's going to be better for us, come tax time, because we don't have to worry about that. I know that with managed payments, we're still got to wait for the money to hit our bank account, which is quite similar to PayPal. At the moment, we have to log into PayPal and transfer the money from our PayPal to our bank account. So basically with managed payments, you are going to have your bank account is going to be linked to eBay, and you can set it so that you can be paid daily, weekly, monthly, fortnightly, however you want to set it to be paid. You can set that yourself. eBay's going to automatically take out their final value fees and stuff from it. So when we get our monthly invoice now, it's going to be a smaller monthly invoice, because on the invoice we're going to have our store fees, any extra promotional fees if we pay to promote something more, any of those kind of additions. We're still going to have our shipping fees are still going to be attached to our monthly invoice if you do your shipping via the eBay system. But all the little final value fees and the managed payment fees, they're all going to be automatically deducted from your money before you get your money. So similar to PayPal, that they take their PayPal fee, we don't have to go in and pay like an invoice to PayPal every month. They take that fee before we see our money, and eBay's going to do exactly the same. But we'll be able to set it up so that we can be paid the rest of the money into our accounts daily, weekly, fortnightly, however we want to do it. And eBay is saying that it's going to take about 2 days for our money to come across. So obviously that's very similar to PayPal. The money hits the account straight away. And I guess with PayPal, we can use that money to buy things ourselves and stuff. And maybe that's where managed payments is a little bit different. They're going to hold our money and then pay it to us, but it's still going to take about that 2 days to transfer across to us. I hope that's making sense. Hey, Neil, if you build a buffer, which most businesses have, then if there is slow sales during the changeover, you should be right. Yeah, I think we just maybe, be prepared for like maybe a couple of weeks of slow sales as they do get this going. But then I actually think that maybe sales will increase because, we've got so many more options of ways for people to pay. It's all going to be very streamlined, which is a benefit for us. And, we're also here in Australia, I think, Victoria's going into a lockdown. It's going to bring in more sales again because these people can't leave their house. So I actually think that we're going to start seeing an increase in sales again as resellers, a little bit like we did when COVID first hit. A lot of the resellers saw quite a boost in their sales. I think we've got another boost coming as COVID is spreading and people are becoming more housebound again. So, that can only be a bit of a positive. I can get money to my bank in as little as 5 hours with PayPal. So we can do that over here as well, PVP, but we have to pay like an additional fee. And I can't remember what it is because I just refuse to pay it. So there is an additional fee that we can pay to get the money faster, but otherwise you just have to wait a couple of days. Amazon is fortnightly. Okay. Create a separate account for eBay. Just since eBay can take money out of the account, there's no way I'd let them access my main account. I think that, I think if you're running a business, it's good to have separate accounts for different things as well. So maybe you're going to have now, and maybe we do need to look at different accounts that we have for eBay, but we're going to have an account where eBay is going to put our money into each week and we have to manage that money. So, like at the moment, the way that I work my invoicing is I build my money up in PayPal, and then every month when eBay takes my monthly fee, which is always quite a lot of money, it's $2,000-$3,000 like a month. My eBay fees are because I do my shipping through eBay and I have multiple stores, and so I'm paying several $1,000s a month in eBay fees. So I kind of always leave that money in my PayPal account, and then once a month when eBay does their direct debit, like the money is just sitting in my PayPal. So instead of doing that now, they're going to either take the money, I guess, from my bank account. So I've got to make sure if I'm using the same business bank account for buying stock and all this kind of stuff, I don't want to make sure I run out of money. So I think I will probably go and open up a second bank account for my eBay that is 100% only for stock, because I don't want to get myself into trouble with spending too much money when I need it for my fees, my store fees and my postage fees and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is open up a separate account, which is solely for buying new stock. I'm going to transfer a certain amount every single week and try and maintain the same amount a week going into that new card. Some weeks I'll spend less than what I put in, and some weeks I'll spend more, but hopefully that will be a bit of a buffer. But that will just stop me from having this one account where I transfer my PayPal money in there and I just use that as I need it, or use it for buying stock or business expenses. And then I always leave I always look before I transfer money, look how much fees I've got, and leave that amount of money in my PayPal. But if all this money is now coming into my bank account, I need to be making sure that I'm not spending that money, which needs to pay my eBay invoice every 4 weeks. Budgets are a brilliant tool when reselling. Yeah, I think we do. Like, I don't really have a budget on what I spend on stock. I kind of buy as I see things that I want, or I'm an opportunist, I guess, so if I see good stock, then I want to buy it. But I think I am going to start a bit of a budget with a set amount, and I'm going to make it a little bit more, probably around $500 a week to start with for buying stock. And hopefully some weeks I'll spend less on that, and some weeks maybe I'll spend more. But if I'm putting kind of $500 into a separate account for buying stock each week, then hopefully it'll build up and I'll have money there when I want to buy maybe some bigger lots or some wholesale lots or some job lots. Hey, Megan. Let me see. I can't see. If you've got a question for me, ask it, because I can't see it in the chat. I thought when eBay sends the money to us that the fees have already been taken, the same as PayPal. Yes, Rob. Some of the fees will be taken out. So your final listing fees will be taken out. Your managed payment fees will be listing out, but your store fees won't be taken out. Any promotional thing, if you add on like 2% promotional rate, that's going to go onto your bill when it sells. If you pay for, to make your listing go higher to the top, or for an auction or anything like that, those kind of fees are going to still get added to your monthly account. And if you pay for your postage and your shipping through the eBay system, then that money is also going to still go onto your monthly account. So yes, some of it will be automatically direct debited from before you even see the money, but some of it won't be. So you're still going to get a monthly eBay bill. It might not be as much as what it was, because it's not going to contain all those listing fees and stuff. Some of that will be removed. So yeah. Where is it? The other thing that is going to be better for us with managed payments is it's actually going to be cheaper for us. So at the moment, on eBay at the moment, if we were to do an online payment, PayPal take 2.6% plus 30 cents per listing. So PayPal are currently taking 2.6% of our sale plus a 30-cent fee per sale. So that's roughly maybe around 5%, which is quite a lot of money, really. That's why people often say, to work on about 15% with eBay fees and PayPal fees. Because if you've got a store with eBay, you're looking at around that 10.7% for a medium store in Australia. So if you're just selling basic things like clothes and media. So if you have 10.7% and then eBay's taking out PayPal's taking out 2.7% plus 30 cents, that's roughly around another 5%. So that's where you're kind of looking at around that 15% in general. But with managed payments, it's just going to be a flat 30 cents per sale. So what that means is now, for me, if I'm on a middle range store in Australia and I'm selling clothes and media, I'm paying 10.7% to eBay in fees. Plus now they're going to take 30 cents per transaction. So I guess 30 cents is roughly, like a 3%. So roughly now I would expect my fees to be about 13.7%. with no additional promoting. Of course, if I go on and promote each listing by 1 or 2%, then I'm going to bump that up. And I do promote by 1% or 2% on everything that I list. So I am still going to be looking at around that 15%. But it is going to save me basically 2.7%. Because, eBay's PayPal, we won't have to pay that 2.7% now plus the 30 cents. We're only paying the 30 cents with managed payment. So cost-wise, it's actually better for us on eBay. We actually should be saving money with managed payments. And we've got one less platform to manage. So we're saving money on our fees. We're only now juggling between one platform instead of two, and our buyers have got multiple different ways now to pay for our goods. So win-win. So I think there's a lot of positives to it, and I think that, yes, we should all expect a few glitches as they process it across, and it's all going to take a little bit of getting used to, because we're going to have a new seller hub for payments. It's all going to look a little bit different, and it's going to take some time to get used to. However, in the long run, this is going to be good for us as sellers. I can't see this as being a bad thing. Yes, eBay have more control over us, but, again, we're using their platform. We have to expect that, and hopefully they can get it going fairly seamlessly without too many glitches. And, if we do have a couple of weeks of glitching and slower sales, well, hopefully then we'll just pick back up. I mean, it's kind of the story of the life with eBay. When they do make updates and stuff, we do sometimes have some rocky periods with some glitches. And being a business, we just have to have some spare funds to be able to ride those times when things go down. So, I think we have to be prepared for that, but I also think that this is going to be a good thing. Are you saying a separate account for eBay fees, managed payments, postage, and a separate for sourcing? No, that sounds like a lot of accounts. My postage, I pay for my postage via eBay. So my postage costs pretty much just get added to my eBay bill. A lot of people in Australia use MyPost, and they pay for their post as they go via the MyPost system. I know, Ian, you pay for your post as you post. So everybody's got a different way of paying their post. I think that you should just have one main business expenses kind of account, but perhaps a separate account for just buying stock. There's lots of different ways to do that. That's probably a bit of a personal, the way everybody wants to manage their accounts is probably a different thing. But maybe I at the moment have one business account. Everything comes in and out of that one account. But I do think I'll start to set it out, because I kind of think of PayPal as a separate account. So I kind of think of PayPal as a business account and my bank account as a business account. But now I'm not going to have the PayPal account as such, or I'll still have it, but I won't be using it as such. So I'll probably set myself up with a second bank account so that I can just manage things a little bit differently. Yes, 30 cents. So at the moment, 30 cents per transaction, plus we've still got our listing fee, which we already pay anyway on eBay. Like, don't we? We already pay a listing fee. That's something we already pay. So that's not really changing. That's not really changing. But the only thing that's changing is that we'll be charged 30 cents per transaction via eBay now, rather than paying that through PayPal. And they'll just direct debit that from us. If I sell 4 items and the buyer pays as a single transaction, how much does eBay charge in fees? If you sell 4 things to the one person in one transaction, then you're only going to pay that 30 cents as one listing from one managed payment, because that person's only making one payment. So you're not going to pay 30 cents on all 4 of those items. But yes, you'll still pay your eBay listing fees and stuff, that your category fees and different, so your category fees. So if you're in a store, your category fees are a little bit different to you if you're not on a store. This is all very confusing, isn't it? So if you're on a store, you're paying 10.7% as a fee for basic things like clothing, media, and then there's different categories that charge a little bit more, like motor cars and motor accessories and maybe antiques and stuff, collectibles. They might have different categories, but most of us who are just selling like clothing, shoes, media, books, all that kind of stuff, that's going to come under tier 4, and tier 4 is 10.7% in Australia if you're on the middle range store. Yep. Where are we? Have you changed over to managed payments yet? I was supposed to change yesterday, but now they're saying Thursday. No, my stores haven't changed over yet. I've registered for 2 of my stores. The other 2 I haven't been asked to register yet. So I'm just waiting. But the 2 of my stores I've registered for, and I'm just waiting for it to click over. Now, I know Rod clicked over yesterday, and I know he's not here because he's at the hospital at the moment, but Rod's clicked over yesterday, and we saw a bit of a snippet from he showed Bron and I some of the changes that it's making in the back end to your payments and stuff. So I think it's going to take us all a little while to get used to, but yeah, it seemed to be going quite smooth for Rod yesterday. I know that Rod did feel like his sales were down over the weekend, and that was as his store was changing over. So it'll be interesting to kind of watch Rod over the next week, because his sales were really quite pumping, and then over the weekend they have died down a little bit, and his store has merged over now. So it'll be interesting to see now that it's actually done the merge, if his sales pick back up again over the next few days. So Rod can be our test dummy. I'm happy to leave PayPal. I had a case buyer where they wanted a refund. eBay said no. PayPal said yes. So I'm keen to say goodbye to PayPal. Yeah, and eBay is still going to give us all seller protection. As long as your account is in with good standing with eBay, you're still going to qualify for seller protection and stuff. And for those of you who don't have a store, it's still going to be the same thing for you guys. You're going to have your percentage. So I think if in Australia you don't have a store, it's roughly around that 13.7% on eBay fees. Whereas if we have the store, we're paying around 10.7% fees, plus we pay our monthly subscription. But you're still going to pay that 30 cents per transaction, whether or not you've got a store or not. You're still going to pay 30 cents per transaction for eBay to manage the payments. I think as sellers, that's part of the problem for eBay, that there are so many different types of sellers. There's 3 types of shop: the non-business, the private sellers. Yep. There is so many different options, but now at least, you know, you can go onto the eBay website and you can look up what store level you are to what your percentage is. And obviously Australia is going to be different to UK on what we pay. But yeah, I know for us it's 30 cents per transaction for them to run managed fees, whereas PayPal was 30 cents plus 2.7%. So theoretically, we should be saving money by skipping the whole PayPal process. It's all done on one platform and makes it easier for us at tax time. We're only dealing with one set of business records now. We don't have to flick from website to see payments, and I think it's going to be much better for us. And people can still pay with PayPal. So those people who do want to have a PayPal account and make their payments with PayPal, that's still an option. It just means if you're one of these people who does like to buy with PayPal, you might need to keep a buffer of money in your PayPal account. Like I know I quite often order my pizza delivery and pay for it via PayPal because I've always got money in my PayPal account. So, you know, and that just becomes part of like an owner drawing as part of my money that I take for my own personal spending. But, you know, like I know I've always kind of got that money in there. And if I'm wanting to shop online, quite often I use PayPal. Not everybody's got managed payments. That's an eBay thing. So if I go to the clothes store, you know, I might want to pay via PayPal rather than a credit card. So I might just have to keep a buffer of a few $100s into my PayPal account now just for personal spending and shopping. So, you know, it's probably a little bit of a juggle with different things. Hey, Jennifer. Meredy, I just got the message that mine starts on Thursday. Do you know, this is going to sound really bad, but I actually very rarely check my email. So I don't even know when my store is scheduled to flick over. I'll probably just wake up one day and it'll be done. I know I've registered. But yeah, I'm really bad at checking my email because it's just full of payment receipts basically. So I don't know. I can see the messages on my actual eBay, seller hub. So I'm not very good with checking my email. If you email me, I'll probably miss it. Wouldn't it be nice if eBay provided clear, concise info on this? Actually, if you do go to the eBay website, and where is it? Here. I'll just see if I can see it for you. Share screen. Manage payments. I think it's this one. So on the eBay website, and I'm sure this is going to be the same, whether or not you're in America or Australia or UK, I'm sure that if you go to your seller center on your eBay store, you will actually be able to see a topic about managed payments. And if you go there, it's actually got a lot of information. It talks to you here about the benefits for sellers. It tells you about the fees. You can click on different things so that you can see exactly the fee levels for your stores. It talks to you here about how you're going to get paid. It talks to you about your seller protection. If you're not registered, it talks to you about registering for them. It reassures you that that the data that you're giving them for managed payments is secure. You can click here to learn more about your fees for managed payments, and it tells you here about the managed tabs in the seller hub. There's plenty of frequently asked questions here. What does it mean? How do I join it? Do my buyers have to sign up with a new payment provider? Which is no, it just gives them more options to be able to pay. If you have multiple accounts, will you be able to register to have eBay manage the payments with an account other than the one which you received the notification? So no, if you have multiple stores, each eBay store will require different registration. So 2 of my stores have been registered. I've been asked to register for eBay managed payments, and the other stores I haven't. The smaller stores I haven't been asked yet. So I gather what they're doing is they're changing over the bigger stores first, and the smaller stores will come. But basically by the end of 2020, everybody will be swapped over to eBay managed payments. If you haven't received the notification and you're worried about not receiving it, it'll tell you what to do. But basically, you don't have to do anything. You can manage for it. You can register for it yourself. I think you can somehow let them know that you haven't received it and you'd like to, and it might bump you up. It also talks about the fees here. How will your fees change? Where can I find the new fees? Will I still get my monthly invoice? What fees will appear on my eBay invoice? How soon will my funds become available? How can I choose how often I'm going to receive payments? Can I still receive payments via PayPal? How will claims and returns be done with managed payments? Will I still be charged the new eBay final value fee? What are my options for final reconciliation with managed payments? Will I still have seller protection? Are all the transactions eligible for seller protection? And yes, they are. You will be eligible for seller protection providing your eBay store is in good standing order. So it's just more reason to keep on top of your good feedback and maintaining a positive eBay account. So yeah, as you can see, there is actually quite a lot of information on managed payments if you go to the website, and it all is very, very clear, probably clearer than what I'm explaining it here. But yeah, it's actually all there. It's all laid out for you. They're not hiding anything. And, I think there's lots of positives around it. I think we should all be looking forward to this as something new and exciting. Change is good. Change is like as good as, change is like a holiday. It brings in lots of benefits. Hey, Bad Wolf. Yeah. Yep, I don't have even if you don't have a store PVP, you can still go in there and have a look at your fees and stuff. Like, look at this one here. If I share this screen, okay, so in Australia, this is basically saying all our fees. So it also talks about here, eBay stores sellers fees for managed payments. So you can come on here if you've got a store. So this is telling us what the store fees are here in Australia. Basic store, $24.95 a month. Featured, $54.95, and the anchor store is whopping at $549. So when you list, it's generally free to list your items once you have a store, unless you're doing auction or fixed priced within Australia. But it tells you here if there's any additional fees. Your fees when you sell your item is your final value fee. So in Australia here, you can see most of here, I'm on tier 4 for most of mine. Fashion, sporting goods, collectibles, media categories. Most of us will be on tier 4. So if you're on a basic store, you're paying 11.9, 10.7, or 10.1 with the anchor. And then you're going to pay that 30 cents extra for your managed fee. There was somewhere on here that said if you didn't have a fee, maybe it was the page before it, I can't quite remember, but it's something like if you have a store for us, it's around, say for a mid-range store, 10.7, and if you don't have a store, it's about 13.7. So you pay a few extra percent if you don't have a store, but then you don't have that store like $50 a month either. So it depends how many listings you've got, whether or not it makes it worthwhile or not to pay the extra. And, you know, I think it's beneficial to have a store if you're selling lots of things on a continual basis. Hey, Susan. Hey, Gimbal. Your existing listings will be automatically updated and will reflect the different ways your buyers can pay. You should not see any interruptions to orders received while your account activation is happening. Yep, hopefully it's all just a smooth transaction. You know, it's not going to affect your buyers. Your buyers actually don't have to do anything different. They don't have to register for any new payment system or any new way to do things. They can still pay via PayPal if that's how they want to pay. It's just going to give them more options for selling. And where is it here? Can't see it. But basically, you know, it's instead of just having PayPal or bank deposit, now they'll be able to pay with separate credit cards, debit cards, gift cards. You know, I think gift cards is a really cool way. I'm excited to learn more about gift cards. I know that you can buy eBay gift cards. So whether or not that's going to become more of a thing. But yeah, there's going to be heaps of new ways for our buyers to pay. So that's only going to be a positive. We all should look at the positives towards a new and exciting change. You know, a lot of people don't like change, but I love change. I think change is good for business. Like, it stops business from going stale. And I think eBay are really trying here to make a point to making it more streamlined for sellers. Like, obviously eBay are benefiting from this. There's no doubt about it. You know, they're now going to be making more money because they're taking the fee for managing it rather than PayPal getting that money for it. So there's no doubt about it. This works in eBay's favor. They're going to be making more money from this as a business themselves, you know, and eBay's a business. So, you know, obviously as a business, we all want to make more money and look at different ways that we can make more money. And eBay's no different. You know, I'm not going to try and hide the fact that eBay's in this to make money for themselves. They are, you know, they're basically cutting out a middleman. But even though it benefits eBay, it's still going to benefit us as a seller because it's just going to streamline it for us and it's going to give our buyers more option. So, yeah. In the UK, final value fees are higher on managed payments. So the 2.9% PayPal fee has been added to the eBay final value fee. So it works out very similar in total fees, not a saving. Yeah, no, in Australia, it looks like we just pay our final value fee, which is our percentage of our tier, plus a flat 30 cents per transaction will cover the managed payments. So we should actually be less than what PayPal's charging us, because PayPal charge us the 30 cents plus a 2.7%. So yeah, we should actually be better off in Australia, at least, for going to managed payments. Yep. Somebody I know got offered like 10,000 free listings if they changed over early. That's a bit of a catch-22, because the eBay might say, okay, I'm going to give you 10,000 free listings this month if you change over. But then what happens if you list like all those things, and the next month you're going to start paying insertion fees, because everything relists basically after 30 days. So if you're on a store that you're allowed, say you're allowed on the mid store and you've got 14 or 1,500 listings that you're allowed, well, that includes what you've sold. So if eBay's giving you like 10,000 free listings for just 1 month and you fill that up, then the next month you're going to be paying 6 cents or whatever it is per insertion fee on all those additional listings that you've made. So it depends if they've offered them $10,000 free for every month, or if it's just 1 month, because I think some people can get trapped by that kind of thing. Yep, I get heaps of free listings this month, but they're not realizing that the next month, if they have filled up with those free listings, that they are going to get charged insertion fees for the listing to relist. Definitely not better off in the UK. I did some number crunching and I'm worse off. And the 30 pence is now 36 pence, is that right? Pence on managed payments because of the UK VAT. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. It's funny how we're all different from country to country. We've all got different things, and our Australian site definitely says to us, when you read it, you are better. You will be paying less on managed payments than eBay plus PayPal. So yeah, it's you really shouldn't be paying more. That's a bit of a bummer, but number crunch, yeah. Hopefully it still works. Hopefully still think of the positive. Still think that perhaps it might bring in more buyers. You might get more sales from this because there's more ways that people can pay now. So try and stay positive about it. I think we all need to give it a couple of months, after the changeover, to really have a look at it. But if we go into managed payments with a bit of a positive mind, then I think that is, one, it's good for our own, like, it's good to be thinking positively in business, and not being too worried about negatives. But give it a couple of months and just see. Maybe sales will actually increase because people have more ways to pay. Maybe it's going to bring in more buyers. So even if you're paying that little bit more in the UK, if you're bringing in more buyers, it'll still be a positive. So stay positive on that, and we'll give it a couple months. It'll be interesting to come back in a couple of months and see what everybody thinks about it, like whether or not people like it or they don't like it, or if they've seen the positives and the benefits. I watched the eBay Live Digital Day the other day, and one of the eBay reps stated that everyone will get 250,000 included listings once they change over. Oh, I haven't heard that. I would think because we've still got 3 store levels, that our store levels are still capped on how many listings we get, because we basically pay a store level that is revolved around how many listings. Like the basic store is 500 listings, the middle one is like 1,500, and the anchor store is like 10,000. So by giving everybody 250,000 listings, then that kind of defeats the purpose of different store levels. I haven't heard that one, but I'm not saying it's not true or anything. If I hear more about it, but that's definitely interesting, and I'd be interesting if you do read that or see something in writing or something about that, then DM me and send me a link on Insta, because that would be pretty interesting. What's this? Liz, so you've heard it too. I got 250,000 free listings for my basic account. It's for every month now too. So that's really strange, Liz. So what is the difference between, why wouldn't everyone just go to a basic store if we all get 250,000 listings? Why would we have different store levels if we've got that many listings? I don't know, Liz, if you know that, please explain it to me. That seems strange to me. No, you don't. You do pay insertions if you go over it, but Bron. So like at the moment, one of my stores, I'm over my store level, so I'm paying 6 cents for everything I list as an additional listing now as an insertion fee. But Braun, I know you're on like a middle store level, so you get 1,500 listings or something, and you're sitting at less than that. So you won't start paying insertion fees until you go over your store level, till you go over like that 1,500, and that 1,500 includes your solds. So you could have 1,000 in your store, but you've sold 500, so there's your 1,500. But I think, Bron, you're still under your store numbers, so that's why you're not paying insertion fees. Hey, Murray. Okay, so the benefit to the different store levels is that you pay less in final value fees. But that's strange because, so, okay, so here, let's have a look at it. So a basic store, you're paying 11.9% final value fees, and a middle store, featured store, you're paying 10.7%. So it's 1.2% less. However, you're paying an extra $30 a month for your store. So $25 a month or $55 a month to save 1.2%, did you say? I'd have to crunch some numbers on that, but it almost seems like you'd be silly to not pay the extra final value fee and have the smaller store. I don't know. What do you think about that, Liz? That's quite interesting. It's not a huge amount in fee percentage. So I'm not mathematical enough to add that up. I would need somebody to mathematically really look at that for me and tell me if it's worth paying the extra $30 a month for the 1.2% discount in final value fees. But if I was just thinking about it off my head, I would think that that's not really smart, and maybe I'd be better off to drop down to a basic store level. If they offer us 250k listings, we'll all be going to the lower store. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. I would have thought that the $30 a month would be, I don't know. I guess that's really, I'm a bit thrown by that. I'd have to talk to somebody who's quite mathematical and could help work that out for basic people. It is a bit confusing. That is a bit confusing. Yeah, you'll have to run your numbers. Yeah, that's I don't like things that take too much mathematical challenging of my brain. You would also need to take in the number of listings, insertion fees into your account, Mel. I think from memory, the changeover point is about 60 listings over the 600 allowed. Yeah, but Rob, if they're saying that now everybody's going to get 250,000 listings as your minimum, you're not going to really go over that with insertion fees. That would pretty much cut out insertion fees if you're allowed 250,000 things. I mean, who's got 250,000 items in a store? No, nobody that I know. So yeah, that's if you sell more than $3,000 per month, then you would go to a featured store for the cheaper final value fees. Okay, thanks, Dave. Okay, so yes, I sell more than $3,000 per month. So then I would stay on my featured store. Okay, so I'll just leave it where I am at a featured store. But that means obviously I don't have to worry about going over my listings. And so that means it pretty much cuts out insertion fees, does it? Like there's no insertion fees anymore. That's weird. I know some postcard sellers that have 250,000 items. That's insane. Yeah, it is confusing that they don't make it the same. It would make it easier for everybody to just discuss it when, the reselling community is worldwide. It is strange that we've all got different currencies and stuff, but you'd think they could kind of make it streamlined so we're all the same. I have a basic store that hasn't been counting down the listings since I signed up, but has started the countdown again this week. Yeah, I need to do a bit more research on that. Is it going to cut out all insertion fees because now we're allowed 250,000? But like Dave was saying, if we do over $3,000 worth of sales in a month, did you say, or a week? A month, then we're better off to pay that extra $30 and go on to the middle store. Oh, wow. Blow my mind. That's confusing. This chat is going to confuse everybody. It is confusing, all these percentages and numbers and math. I'm not a mathematical person. So, I do need it quite laid out in front of me. But I am trying to think that there's positives in this. I do think that we're going to see some positives in sales. And although managed payments is going to take us all a little bit of a while to get used to, I definitely think that there's positives involved in it, and we should all stay positive about the changes and not be too negative or stressed about them or concerned that it's going to ruin our stores or ruin eBay, or eBay's going to suck because of it, or eBay just is in it for themselves to make more money. I think there's going to be benefits for sellers. If you keep listing and if there is a hurdle or a glitch, then so be it. Don't let it get you down. Just keep hustling. Yep, that's it. Just keep getting your shit done. Just keep going. Just if it's glitching and sales are slow for a couple weeks, keep listing because it'll pick back up. It'll pick back up, and then all the hard work that you do while it's down will pay off. So, try and, I know that it can be a bit, what's the word? Not disgruntled. It can make you a bit flat when you have a few bad days on eBay and your sales are down, or if you have a bad week and your sales are right down, and it can be stressful, especially if you're full-time and you're relying on this as your full-time income and you have a really bad week. But just try and stay positive throughout it and know that it's a glitch and know that it's just a changeover period and it's going to pick back up and get better. Yeah, that's crazy. 250,000. I don't know anyone with 250,000 listing, but that's wow. Righto. I don't know. Does anyone have any questions? This is a confusing chat, isn't it? But I just really wanted to kind of do the chat. I know that people are down about managed payments. I've heard people sound flat about it, thinking that it's a negative thing, worried about the glitching, worried about the toll it's going to take on business, worried about slow sales. So I kind of just wanted to do a bit of a chat, just saying, let's all stay positive about it. There are many positives involved in moving to managed payments. And if we can stay positive through the rocky times, then, it's just good for our mindset, and, it just will keep you motivated, because the worst thing that can happen is if eBay's going through a slump and we're all flat, we've got no sales, this is shit, managed payments is shit, it's ruined my eBay store, bloody eBay, blah, 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 then the negative cycle starts and it's easy to lose motivation. I can't be bothered to list, bloody managed payments, sales are crap, what's the point, blah, blah, blah. But if we can all just stay positive and go, okay, yes, it's going to glitch. Yes, it's going to have its issues. It normally happens with eBay. We're all aware of it. However, let's just keep pushing, stay motivated, think of the long term, how it's going to benefit us. Keep listing throughout this period. Keep pushing your business. Stay motivated. Keep listing through the hard times. And, fingers crossed, in a couple of weeks after it's all merged over for your store, you will start seeing those benefits. Yeah. Wow. I'd need another house if I had 250. Oh, Megan, I'm already out of space. I've pretty much outgrown my space here at this house, and I'm looking into options at the moment for additional storage and mini warehouse or storage units or something. I'm definitely in the process. I will be moving some of my business out soon because I've outgrown this space, and I'm in a rental, which means I have to keep moving around rental houses, and it's just become to the point where there's too much to keep moving. If we have to move on a yearly basis or something, it's too much. So I am at that next stage now of expanding outside my house, and I'm looking at different options, and I think you'll see some changes with me in probably the next month. This will all start to happen, and I'm looking around now at my options. So hopefully in another month or two, you'll start to see some changes with me expanding out of my house. So yeah. What's this? Hey Krillin, how you going? Where are we? Love to list. Yeah. Actually, I do apologize. I neglected the love to list page last week and this week so far. I just needed a bit of a downtime last week, and I did less social media and less posting on Instagram and everywhere. No YouTube. So I will come back to the love to list and get everyone motivated again. But yeah, definitely stay motivated during this changeover period and just keep listing. Okay, I'm going to end this live. I feel like it's been a bit of a jumble. All this mathematical talk has left me like, it's confusing. But definitely, guys, stay positive during the managed payments changeover. I do think it's going to be a good thing for us. Not all changes are negative. Change can be a good thing. It's as good as a holiday, and fingers crossed it brings in more buyers, and maybe buyers spending more money because they've got different ways to pay, like different options. Hopefully brings more sales. Love the maths talk. Thanks everyone for being here and for watching. And stay tuned. I've got a few new pre-recorded videos coming out, and stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.